press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello all, how are you? I hope that all are doing good. Today I am here with you with lessons grammar, is it? So lessons grammar is, you know that some of the activities which is related to the grammar part. So today I am going to introduce which are the grammar are present in the lessons and how you are going to solve those questions. Okay, and let's see about you are trying to find out that answers, right or not. Okay, and by doing these activities you are going to learn and improve your language and enhance your vocabularies, is it? So this is other things. So let's see about the today's lesson, that is the 100 dresses part first grammar, is it? The textbook grammar. Okay, so now the textbook. So the first thing you should have to open your textbook and keep pen and book. Okay, while I am just doing it, you also practice and you also do your exercises while I am doing it here. Thinking about the language, look at these sentences. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet. And another sentence we are going to see here, that is the time when they thought about Vanda was outside of the school hours. So here there are two sentences which is related to the lessons. Okay, lesson of the 100 dresses part first. Okay. So here there are some of the words which has introduced to you, that is called as a restrictive or relative clauses, or it is called as a relative clauses. Okay, so you may just find out which are the relative clauses in these sentences and how you are going to use those relative clauses when if you see those kind of sentences, is it? So let's see here. Here these italicized, here there are some italicized words. Which are the italicized words in this sentence? So in the sentence first, you can see the italicized words like who did not make good marks. Okay, who did not make good marks. Okay, this one. And another relative, I will write down relative clause. Relative clauses. And another relative clauses we see here, that is where there was most scuffling of feet. Okay, so in the sentence there is a question type answer. Okay, so that is question form answers like who did not. The sentence we can see that who did not make good marks, where there was most scuffling. So here who did means it tells about the boys, means the boys who are not scoring good marks. Okay, to not make good marks. So those boys, okay, so what they are doing, where there was most scuffling of feet. So in this sentence it tells about a place. Okay, so where there was most scuffling of feet. So where the boys are sitting there, so those boys are producing sound. Okay, the feet sound. Okay, so that is called here. Here it tells, here who did, it tells about the boys, and where there was, it tells about a place where the boys are sitting. Okay, so this is called as a relative clause. Okay, now let's see the next sentence. The time when they thought about Vanda was outside of the school hours. Okay, so you can see the next sentence. You can observe there is a italicized word. There is a changes in the font. Italicized means I am telling you that I am using italicized means there is a changes in the font. Okay, the writing, in the letter writing means the writing which is in the changes in the writing. So when they thought, okay, So this is the thought about, this one also. Here, when they thought about, when, so it tells about a time. Okay, so in the sentence, when you see that this sentence, it tells about what? Means it tells about a time. The time already it is there in the sentence. Okay, but when we check this italicized words, so it tells about the particular time. For what? When Wanda was outside the school hours. Okay, so when Wanda was outside from the school hours, so that is telling about the time here. Okay, the Wanda where she was outside from the school, in the school hours. Okay, so it tells about the time. Here it tells about boys and it tells about a place. Okay, so like that we are using the relative clause in a sentences. Okay, so this is, let's see about some of the activity here given. Activity means question answers which is related to this relative clauses. Okay, here these italicized clauses help us to identify a set of boys, I told you, and a place and a time. There are answers to the questions like what kind of a rough boys, which corner did she sit in, and what particular time outside of the school hours. These are the question which is present in that sentences. Okay, so that sentences, it tells about the answer of these questions like what kind of a boys these are, and which corner these boys are sitting. She sit means the Wanda, she sit. What particular time outside she was outside of school hours. There are defining or restrictive relative clauses. Compare them with the non-defining relative clauses discussed in unit first. Okay, so according to this relative clauses we already discussed in the lesson first, that is letter to God, is it? There we are discussed about the relative clauses, how we are using this, and we compared also, is it? Now let's see about understand. Here there is a main about this. Combine the following to make sentences like those above. Okay, so we should have to combine it. So here different sentences are given in a one line. So but we should have to combine it. We should have to join those sentences in a one line. So how it gives meanings. Let's see here. This is the bus. What kind of bus? It goes to Agra. Use which or that. So in the bracket, what kind of bus? This is the bus. It tells about what kind of a bus. And use, when we refer about the place, so we should utilize use it which or that. Okay, so let's see here. I will write one answer to this. Okay, the answer should be for this question. This is the bus. This is the bus which goes to Agra. So like this we combined those sentences which is given in the bracket. Okay, so if we tell it in a brief, so we should ask questions there, but instead of only we just use this relative clause here. We may call this is not in a question form. Okay, this word is called as a relative clause. We added in it this sentence. So this is the bus which goes to Agra. It tells about a particular bus which goes to Agra. Okay, so that it means. So next is, I would like to buy here shirt. Which shirt? Here I would like to buy. So what you wanted to buy? Shirt. Then which shirt you wanted to buy? Then shirt is in the shop window. Which? So here the particularly it tells about a shirt, but it tells about a place where the shirt is there. Okay, so use which or that. So if you are using the place, there you can use which or that. Okay, so this is. So now if I use this in a sentence, how I write answer here. I would like to buy. I would like to buy a shirt, okay. So I'm telling about only shirt. You know, in the shops there are different clothes are there, the dresses are there, but I need only particular shirt. So there, that I can write it here in a sentence. I would like to buy a shirt. Now which shirt you wanted to buy? The shirt that is in the shop window. The shirt that is in the shop window. Okay, so like that is in the shop window. So this is, I would like to buy a shirt, the shirt, okay, the shirt that is in the shop window. Okay, so like that we are using relative clause in a sentence. So now you should have to do this, you should have to solve the question which is there in that. Okay, like you must break your fast at particular time. When you see the moon in the sky, use when. Okay, so when you take this, you can use the relative clause when here. So that next is find a word. Next is find a word. What kind of a word? It begins with the letter Z. Then here use which or that. Now next fifth one. Now find a person. What kind of a person? His or her name begins with the letter Z. Use whose. Then go to the place. What place? There are no people whose name begins with Z. In that place, use where. Okay, so like that you are learning, we are understanding how to use the relative clauses in a sentence. Okay, now there is a next main, that is narrative voice. Okay, here there is a narrative voice. This is the story in the third person, that is the narrator. Okay, so when in the story, the narrator means the person who is narrating, the character is not in this story, okay, but he is telling story. So for that person we call it as a narrator, okay, because that person is not there in this, and now that person becomes a third person. Okay, he is narrating, so it is reporting someone's story. Okay, so here I am also become a narrator when I am saying someone's story. Here I am a narrator, I am a reporter, I am reporting a story to you. Okay, so I am also become a third person here. Okay, so like this. So let's see about this narrative voice, the narrative voice main. The narrative voice. This story is in the third person, that is the narrator is not a participant in the story. Okay, so in the story, the 100 dresses part first, the narrating, who is person narrating here, that becomes a third person. Okay, because that person is not in this, that person is not present in this story. Then but the narrator often seems to tell the story from a point of view of one of the characters in the story. For example, look at the italicized word in these sentences. Okay, but when he was narrating the story, sometime narrator is used here the viewpoint of the character. Okay, he says like Vanda's viewpoint, then Peggy's viewpoint, and also Maddie's viewpoint. Okay, in their viewpoint, the character's viewpoint, he is narrating story. Okay, so let's see here, like how he is like character's viewpoint he is saying here. So the sentence is, thank goodness she did not live up on Boggins Heights or have a funny name. Okay, so here this word, this sentence, it is tells by some of the character in the sentence, not by the narrator. So it is the viewpoint of the character. Okay, she did not live up on Boggins Height or a funny name. Okay, so this is, whose thought do the words thank goodness expresses Maddie's. Okay, so who is saying this? Thank goodness, whose expression this is? Maddie's expression. And who is the grateful that although she is poor? So who is grateful? Who is grateful? Maddie is grateful that she is poor. She is yet not as poor as Vanda. Okay, that Maddie is saying her viewpoint that she is not poor as Vanda. Okay, and or as different, and she is not different. So she does not get teased. Okay, or as different, and so she does not get teased. She is thankful about that. Okay, she is different from Vanda. Okay, who? Maddie, but she is poor, but not the Vanda's condition. Okay, so how the Vanda, she is presenting herself in the class like poor. So not the Maddie she is presenting, and she is not the both the family backgrounds are different. Although they are the poor, they are poor. Okay, so she feels grateful about that. She is not in her place. Okay, so whose viewpoint this is? This is Maddie's viewpoint. Okay, now let's see here. There are some of the sentences as picked from the lesson. Let's see whose viewpoint these sentences are. Here two other sentences from the story. Can you say whose point of view the italicized words express? Okay, but on Wednesday, Peggy and Mary, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanda wasn't there. Okay, so now the italicized words means, which are the italicized words? Who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanda wasn't there. Okay, the italicized words are express a point of view of Peggy and Mary. Okay, so those italicized words are expressed by the Peggy and Mary. And now Vanda Petrovsky, most of the children in room 13 did not have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith or Alan. So now the italicized words, like 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith and or Alan. Now these words expresses the point of view of the narrator. Now these lines are expressing by the narrator, and the first one it is expresses by the Peggy and Mary. Okay, so like this. Can you find out such sentences in this story? You can do this after you read the second part of the story as well. Okay, so when you read the second part, you can do it by yourself. You can pick some of the sentences and try to write, try to understand whose sentences, and either it is said by the narrator or by the character's point of view. Okay, so this is. So now there are some expressions as given here. Okay, so let's see here. Other such adverbs are apparently, evidently, surprisingly, possibly, hopefully, incredibly, luckily. So these are the adverbs. Okay, use these words appropriately in the blanks in the sentences below. You may use a word more than once, or more than one word may be appropriate for a given blank. Okay, so this is the expression, but it is also a adverbs. So find out the right answer to this questions. Dash, he finished his work on time. So surprisingly, he finished his work on time. So we will surprised. The mother or teachers would surprise about when we look the students or children or finish their homework as early as possible, is it? So they feel surprised, surprisingly. Okay, dash, it will not rain on the day of the match. It was hopefully. It is hoping it. Okay. Then dash, he had been stealing money from his employer. Evidently. It is evidently that money has stolen by the employer. Next, you should do by yourself. Television is dash to blame for the increase in violence in society. So what it is? The children will dash. Okay, so it is okay to repeat those adverbs. Okay, if you use it in the beginning also, you can use it in the next questions also. Okay, if it is suitable for that question, you can utilize it. Okay, then I can't dash lend you that much money. The thief had dash been watching the house for many days. The thief dash escaped by bribing the jailer. Dash to dash, no one had suggested this before. The water was dash hot. Okay, so this is about the grammar of the 100 dresses part first. So now I will move to the part second, 100 dresses part second. Hundred dresses part 100 dresses part second or second. You can take this second. Take it as second. Okay, according to the textbook. So in this, here there is a thinking about a language. Okay. So language, here the activities which is based on language, and you can improve your language. Okay, here there are 30 adjectives describing human qualities. Discuss them with your partner and put them in the 2-word verbs when given below according to whether you think they show positive or negative qualities. You can consult a dictionary if or not sure of the meanings of some of the words. You may also add to the list of the positive or negative pair of given word. Here there are 30 adjectives are given here, okay, in the bracket, in the brackets, but okay. So in the given below means in the column it has given, and you should have to find out the verb. So qualities of positive quality, negative quality, which has given the 2 verbs. Okay. Okay. So let's see the words or adjectives which is positive. Okay, which are positives. So let's see here. Kind, sarcastic, courteous, arrogant, insipid, timid, placid, cruel, haughty, proud, zealous, intrepid, sensitive, compassionate, introverted, stolid, cheerful, contented, then thoughtless, vain, friendly, unforgiving, fashionable, generous, talented, lonely, determined, creative, miserable, complacent. Okay, so I'll just try to solve few. So later part you can do with the help of the dictionary. Okay, so kind. Okay, kind, it is a positive, not negative. So what will be the negative? Arrogant. Arrogant is the negative quality. Then kind is the positive quality. What about cruel? Cruel is also negative quality. And what about compassionate? Sympathy, kind. So that is also positive quality. Friendly, it is positive. What about creative? Positive. Then the next is miserable, negative. Then introverted, it is also negative. Okay, so remaining you should do by yourself now. And now, okay, now the second main, what adjectives can we use to describe Peggy, Vanda and Mary? You can choose adjectives from the list above. You can also add some of your own. So here 3 characters are given here. So you should have to write some of the qualities which is based on the character. Okay, the characters. So basically they belongs to those qualities. The qualities which are related to those characters. You should write here those words. Okay, which is suitable to that characters. Peggy. So Peggy is a cheerful, talented, fashionable. Is it? So you can write down. If you know more about Peggy, you can add some other words. Okay. Vanda, she is a kind and introvert, and she has designed 100 dresses, colorful and vibrant colored dresses. So she is a creative person. Okay, creative person. And the next is Mary. She is a timid. Okay, timid, stubborn, and sensitive. She is a sensitive. Then miserable. Okay, so these are the qualities which is related to these characters. And next is find the sentences in the story with the following phrasal verbs. So some of the phrasal verbs are given here, and find some of the sentences which is present in the story. Lined up, thought up, took off, stood by. Okay, so what the words it is? Lined up and thought up, then took off and stood by. I will try to solve only one. Okay, I will say one and remaining you should do it with the help of the lesson. Okay, and lined up, it means and she thought of glowing picture those 100 dresses made all lined up in the classroom. Is it? So when all the dresses were lined up in a classroom, so that at that situation everybody were glowing, those pictures also glowing. Okay, and like this is it is. Next, thought up which is related to story. Okay, so the sentence is present in the story. And took off, that is also present in the story. When you see that took off is there in the story, you can take the sentence and try to understand the sentence and try to write the answer. Stood by means what? So, stood by, if you utilize this phrasal verbs in a sentence, so try to correlate with that story. Okay, so don't go beyond the story, but try first you understand this lesson, their grammar, and then you try to just utilize some other sentences which is using in a daily life. Okay, here there are some words given. Okay, like match words. Okay, match the following. Here the colors are used to describe the feelings, moods and emotions. Match the following color expressions with suggested paraphrase. Okay, here the color expression, the expression has given. Okay, so with the help of the story, so we should have to match the expression. Okay, so what it is? The Monday morning blues, it is one of our expression. So what the meaning it is when we use this word sentence, that is phrasal verb, the phrasal verb. So what it means? It means sadness or depression after a weekend of fun. You know, Monday morning we feel very, you guys feel bored when you come on Monday. Is it? You just wish that why this Monday is also can't become a Sunday. Is it? Why the Monday is also give a holiday like that? You also thinking, and the people who are working, so they are thinking like this way after Sunday. So it means that sadness or depression to start a weekend after fun. Okay, to begin depression after a weekend of fun. This is the meaning of that sentence. That is the expression. Go red in the face. Feel embarrassed, angry and ashamed. Go means when our face color turn into red, it suggests what? Means we become angry or embarrassed or ashamed. So that means it changes our face color expressions. Look green. Look green means feel very sick as if about to vomit. Okay, so feeling very sick and was it become vomit, so not feel well. So at that particular time we can use this color names. Okay, name of the colors. The red carpet. The red carpet means special welcome. Okay, the red carpet means it's a special welcome. You can see in the programs or in a means in a functions. So there some anchoring, the person who does the anchor, so they are use these words. Okay, that is called red carpet. It means a special welcome. So this is, and next you try to solve this. Blue blooded, green belt, back guard, gray area, white flag, blueprint, red handed, the green light. Okay, so you can do by yourself these things. I hope that you all are understand this grammar part. It helpful for you to practice it. Okay, and you know that these parts are very important for your exam purpose and also to enhance your language. So that's why I'm telling you, just practice it. Go through the lessons and just practice according to the lessons and its grammars. Okay, so today I'm going to stop this class here. We will meet you in the next class. Till then, all of you stay home, keep learning. Thank you.